I'm going to call this one DIY day 30 and a half. I'll put me in a half day today. Everybody's floating. It's pretty hot out there anyway, and I need to kind of get ready for Eric coming in and doing some fiberglass work. So I'm going to go ahead and put the T-bucket together and get a few things ready for him. And maybe sand a little bit on the Midas Touch fender. So I start by getting part A to part B. I'll put just a couple bolts in, don't tighten anything up. And then I'll just go around the T-bucket and put them on piece by piece. It gets a little easier after you put the first piece on. It kind of holds itself up. Now it's time to put the other side on. So I've got my 4 sides built. Just kind of put together right now. I'm going to go ahead and put all the bolts in. I like to put all the bolts one direction, all the nuts the other direction. It's a whole lot easier to tighten up. Then I get everything lined up, bolt it together tight. I'll put the dash in then. So I got all the bolts in, all lined up, all tightened up. This mold is pretty old. I think after my DIY 40-day challenge as a working foreman, I'm gonna see if I can't put some time up here in the mold department, doing some mold repairs and plug building and mold making. I know I got the fender for the Midas Touch. I got that, and on Daniel's car we remade the back because we put the 32 tank in the back of a Model A, so I built a cover for that. I want to build a mold on that. One of the key things on this is, since the mold is a little bit old and the holes are wallered, I want to make sure I just feel it. Once I got it all bolted together, I got a hoist up here. So what I do is I'll put it on the racks now. So it's like a rotisserie. I'll get it on here, set it down, and then I can roll it around. On the rotisserie here, we built a clamp. That way we can go ahead and tighten it up. And once we tighten it up, it keeps the body from spinning. You can see how we can rotate it around. But after we tighten that clamp, we can hold it in whatever position we want. And then this side just rotates. So we'll put the dash on now and then clay it. And this will be ready to go back into the, well, wipe it down a little bit, and then it'll go back in the gel booth. So once the dash is on, it's kind of like everything else. Put the bolts in, get them all in, all the same direction, tighten it up, and then it's time to clay it. When I built the mold for this years ago, it was a T-bucket with no doors. So to have doors, unless you're just going to put jams in it every time, which is a big problem, a lot of time, I went ahead and built, well, you can see one over here. I built a door with jams. So what I can do is take this now, and I'll clean it up first, but it goes right into the body along the body line. And now when we build this in, we'll have a jam built in. So when I take the mold off, I can knock this piece out, and then we'll have a jam in the mold. Been using this mold a long time this way. I'd like to build a set of molds where I don't have to add that in. I can just go ahead and it's part of the mold, and it comes apart that way. So I think that's coming up, and finish my 40 days, and we'll start working in the glass shop here, being a tool and die maker maybe. So you can see the seams are a little bit rough. What I'll do is I'll take the clay and I'll push it into the seam. Get it nice, get the seam the way it needs to be. And then I can either do with my fingernail, pull it all off and clean it up really good, or you can take a plastic razor blade, which works pretty good too. So we get it nice and clean. That way I've got the right shape going in there. I'm pretty sure after my DIY 40-day challenge, where I'm the do-it-yourself foreman, of course the DIY is for everybody at home to kind of see how we do a lot of the different projects. The odds of you building a mold and doing that at home are pretty slim, but I think what I'm going to do is, next thing is going to be a 40-day challenge up here in the glass shop. I'm going to go ahead and start rebuilding some of our molds making new molds and doing that. So I'll finish up here in a little bit, but I believe everybody's off the river today. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful hot day in Arkansas. And they're all going to be at the house for dinner, so I probably better head there and shower up and join the party.